Well, that's a great question because I don't know how the hell Shams got that story or how that even leaked. Podcast P fam, welcome back to another episode of Podcast P, a Wave Sports and Entertainment original presented to you by Prize Picks. And I'm joined by my guys, of course, Dallas Rutherford and Jackie Long.
Shabba-dabba, tweet.
Hey, and this episode is a very special one. We got our boy. This is our dog, Mini T, as some of y'all may know him on them duty. My boy, Reggie Jackson in the building. What up, my boy?
And my golf coach.
Reggie.
Come on.
Reggie.
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
Darkness. What's up, baby? Look, Eddie. Look how you see his teeth. What's up
with it? What's up with it?
What's
Everybody
good,
feeling?
Great. Happy to be on the show, man. Happy to be here.
Hey, it's about time we had the bud on the set, man. Finally,
man.
What's up? What's the update? Can we check in? What's going on, Bunky?
Oh, well, shoot, man. Me just chilling, man. Y'all see I changed my face.
That looks disgusting.
Yeah. When you're an actor, you gotta change your look sometime. And I had an audition, so I was like, I can't go in there with the beard, can't go in there with another look. I gotta go in there with a different look. So I chose the mustache. You know what I'm saying? And the clean cut. To show them that I still got the youthful up in me. But
you still
that's
got the long hair. Don't care.
Yes. Oh, the hair not going nowhere. But I am thinking about cutting it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about cutting it, going with a low cut, like almost like yours, P, with a little taper, and then I'm gonna do something to keep the beard growing back. But right now, I'm rocking the braids still. I'm trying to decide before the show come back.
Okay. Before I get to you, Dallas, hey, Bunky,
What?
I know a little something about Keith. I know a little something about Keith.
You been watching the yo? You been watching?
Caught up to the Shy. I finally caught up to it. I seen the episodes. You did your shit. I can't wait for them to really unpack that character. I can't wait for it.
So you'll tell everybody else, go tune in, go watch my boy Keith. Come on, man.
Come on.
Listen,
if you're not watching the Shy, go do that right now.
Season 7, Bunky, I swear, you in for a treat. In for a treat.
What's up, Dal? What you got going on over there?
Dude, nothing much, man. Took a tough L last week in the church league. I haven't updated. I'm actually on a new team this season, and I've been dominating it, but we played some 24-year-olds. I'm pretty sure you saw the film, but just been going over the tape a little bit and seeing how I can improve for my game coming up here. And we got to go out there and get a win. So that's all I got.
24-year-olds? I know that was tough.
Maybe Reg got a couple pointers.
Man,
Reg got a couple pointers.
Someone pulled the chair on me, Reg. Like I was backing him down, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is easy."
You got the chair
and he
pulled
said,
on
"Whoop," and I went, "Whoop," and I was like, "Yep, yeah." I couldn't believe it. You know what I mean? Like it's bad when I'm getting the chair pulled on me.
Happened to me.
You lost the center of gravity. You leaning. You leaning instead of holding the mass. You getting over.
And Reg, like he put his arm around and just like took it. Like it literally, I was like, "Where'd he go?" And he just went down, scored a layup.
You plucked the ball from you too?
Around. Yeah, just
one
motion.
While he was going the other way, you were sitting on your butt looking.
I didn't post that highlight. Only the good ones. So,
that's
of course. That's why they call highlights, not low lights.
Low lights. Hey, before we get rolling on today's episode, we'll do a Sixers check-in while we're on the road. Reg will give us some insight into his time around the league, and we'll also show love to James Harden's recent historic accomplishment. Give it up for JH.
We want to take a brief break from the episode to let you know that Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. With over 5 million members across the country, it is the most fun and exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players.
Jackie, I do it every weekend. I sit down, I pull out my Prize Picks, I put in some entries, and I watch my football games. And I know I usually pick Bijan Robinson, anything over, but he's got a bye week. He's got a bye week this week, Jackie. Going to be tough for my fantasy team. But This week, I'm going to take Mike Evans more on his receiving yards.
I'm going to go ahead and pick my boy Jahmyr Gibbs for more because, he always doing his thing out there.
You just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. So sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed.
Whether you think Justin Jefferson will continue to get more targets on Lamar Jackson, passing totals will be a little light this week, Prize Picks has you covered on every option.
Go download the app today and use our code PODCASTP to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. So you can start football season by downloading the app today and using the code PODCASTP to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
As always, Dow, can you tip things off with a little 3-man weave?
I got you, P. So this week's edition of 3-Man Weave is presented by MetaQuest. Expand your world. And guys, I'd be doing the audience a disservice if the first thing out of my mouth wasn't this, but we got to talk about it. You guys have been playing pretty bad. I think you guys have 2 wins right now. You're in the bottom of the East, tied with the Wizards for the very, very last place. But earlier this week, a report had dropped of a players-only meeting where the topic was centered around accountability. And that was the theme. But for you two, how would you describe that meeting? And how do you guys deal with that, being leaked to the media and something that probably should just be in the team? I want to know how it got out. Like, walk a fan through how a team-only meeting gets to Shams and then it's everywhere. And now it's just, right now it's piling on you guys. Let's not hide from the facts. It's getting pretty bad. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on that whole situation.
Well, that's a great question because I don't know how the hell Shams got that story or how that even leaked, especially it being like some of it being like kind of word for word or not necessarily word for word, but quoted. Mm-hmm. That was the crazy part about it. The whole meeting, that's normal in the NBA. Like teams go through that. I've been on multiple teams where we'll at some point have a meeting and a check-in if things aren't going right or if we know we could be playing better and we're trying to get the most out of one another. That's normal. That happens. That's not really, you know what I mean? I like something to run with because, teams go through that. And it was healthy. It was positive conversation. It was healthy conversations. We all just want the best. We're at a point where we're a team that cares, right? Like you're a team that naturally cares about what's going on with their team. They're going to have sit downs and they're going to discuss how can we get back on track or start winning tradition or winning culture. So like that's just where we're at with it. Again, it was all positive and healthy conversations.
Reg, let's hear it.
Nah, man, very interesting. The things probably were said verbatim that came out, but it's just probably, I don't really pay attention much to what's going on. I've heard a little bit. We've talked probably a little bit about it, but no, it was just a positive meeting, honestly. Not doing too well right now as we want. Still got a long season ahead of us, but really we sat there, just talked about the game, things that we feel like we can improve on, things that we could be better on, and then how we can just try to put this behind us and really just move in the right direction and be positive. So it's kind of interesting. I'm just probably sitting here wondering how it got out more so, and then more so what people are going to make of it. But there was no negativity from the whole thing. Guys looked each other in the mirror. We just sat down for a while after a loss. And really, I think we just got our ideas out there about how we're a little figuring things out.
Well, it's Reg, it's good you're not on Twitter. I know you're a TikTok only type of guy. At least that's kind of the vibe you gave me when we were golfing, just, TikTok. But I want to dive into that just a little deeper. Can you guys share, like, is it just the players? Who's in that room? Is there coaches? Is there media? Is there trainers? Like, when a meeting like that takes place, who's actually in the room? Like, could you guys go back and go, we know everyone that was in that room? Or there's some people in there, obviously you might know them, but like, is there more people outside of the team, as in the players, sitting in that locker room?
No, I think we all know his name.
I'll say the people that was in that room is the people that's supposed to be in that room. And it's the people that go out and we're in the trenches with on a nightly basis. That's who was in that room.
One bright spot for sure has obviously been the rookie, and he's been a guest on our show, Jared McCain. That's been the bright spot. Can you guys just talk a little bit about the addition of him and just how he's playing with so much confidence? Reg?
I'm happy to see his success, even amongst, us not playing as well as we want as a team. You enjoy seeing his progression already early in the season. I enjoy seeing his fearlessness, the way he attacks it. Honestly, I think I got caught up a few days ago talking to P. Like, there's things that are probably different about him, but like watch his approach, just seeing things that make him different and why he's probably so confident in himself once he touches the floor. But he's taken off, and honestly, I don't think it's really a surprise from many of us. The way that he approached camp, how he was successful in camp, and then I think it's just a great addition that coach can use as a weapon that the team's going to utilize, and barring that he's healthy for a long career, or barring that he's healthy for a long time, we're going to see him have a long career.
Yeah, Jared's been awesome. Jared's been awesome. Like, and he's getting more and more confident by each game that goes by. Like, he just plays with such a swag that, like, he knows he belongs. You know what I mean? Like, he don't matter. It don't matter who's on the floor. Like, he knows he belongs and he plays like it. And to be quite frank, like, he's been our most consistent player on the team so far. You know what I mean?
Rookie
like,
of the year?
He should be a candidate for sure.
His odds moved up in Vegas.
I'm voting.
We definitely got to step our shit up because the young fella is like that. He can't be our most consistent player. Like, we all got to step our shit up and match that energy because, he's balling. He's balling and he's swagging out. So he's got a great future.
I know this isn't true, but it's just so funny because I got to be careful with what I'm liking and tweeting and all this other stuff. But the NBA Centel, did you see what they tweeted? Or did you see what they posted? It was funny. It's obviously a fake account, but it goes, Paul George reportedly vented his frustration over the loss against Miami by kicking Jared McCain's nail polish across the locker room.
Hilarious.
And people believe it, bro. Like, there's a lot of people that don't know what it is, bro.
That's sick.
But I thought it was funny. We love Jared, and
that's how stupid ass rumors get started.
Well, let's switch it up, man.
That's what I got.
So look.
So we got rumors like meetings happen. That's
right.
Rumors started like meetings happen.
Right. That's a rumor. It's all speculations.
Well, let me give y'all some news on your boy James Harden, who made history not too long ago, passing our boy Ray Allen at the number 2 person of all time in NBA history for made threes. Okay, now the only person that he's trailing is, you know who that is, Stephen Curry. And now, fellas, both of y'all from the same generation as Stephen Curry and James Harden, I'm going to ask y'all both, in James Harden's prime, please tell me how challenging it was to guard that man.
I'll let Reg kick that off.
Yeah, I got to see it early. Like, I got to see it OKC working out each and every day when I first came in the league right before the lockout, getting to play ones against him and KD. You got to see he was special early. Like, he can score in so many variety of ways. It was unreal to watch, but I always tell people, like, the joke is he had an era of guys playing behind him. Like, the defense was playing either on the side of him or you had coaches scheming to play defense behind him. Like, that's unheard of.
That is
absurd, crazy. Makes no sense.
That's
like,
unheard of.
The dude's special. So I'm like, if you could just wrap your mind around that, like, there's certain things that happen that come along, like, that you understand that's changed the game. Was like the fact that you had guys playing behind you so that you could run into the paint and I guess get free layups and lobs assists, like because they
rather give that
40.
up.
Yeah, like don't let him shoot 10 step back threes a night. Like, that's crazy. So I just can't imagine if we play ones, like I stand behind you. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, you got the basket. Like, I'm gonna guard you. So, no, man. It's like it's been blessing to be honestly part of this era, and then seeing a player like Steph, the way he changed the game and everything he could do. Like, nah, those have been two of the hardest guards probably for a long time, and especially, I mean, I'm sure P can really attest to it being a two-way player, guy who actually is dependent upon the guard each and every night, who has been dependent upon the guard his whole career. I definitely been trying to work on being better, especially with our one-on-one style. So I'm
look at P.
I'm gonna let P go ahead and tell you how good he is at that. But I'll lock that up, no doubt.
Nah, James, man, James is special. Again, shout out JH for being number 2, passing Ray Allen. Huge congratulations. JH was a problem though, because he had that explosiveness. He had range, he had vision, and the way Houston played, that's I think when it really unlocked when he went to Houston. The way they played just made it kind of impossible to maintain or contain or, challenge him, because you had the perimeter spacing with shooting, and then you had a big that screened and rolled and was athletic. And so it was a pick your poison thing. And I think for as good of a shooter and how great of a creator, a shot creator James is, I think one of his best qualities is his passing. I think he's, everybody knows he's a great passer, but I think when you think of him, they don't necessarily, think of him first as a passer, more of a scorer in his 3-point shot making. But playing with him, bro, he could pass the ball like no other. You know what I mean? And put the ball on the money right in your pocket, and you're ready to shoot. But yeah, James, I've seen I had a lot of battles with him. I won some, I lost some. But I always look forward to playing James because I knew it was gonna be a battle.
Has much changed from him, like present time today, like from back in the day? Because when I watch him, he still seems the same James Harden from back in the day a little bit.
Nah, he lost that explosion a little bit. He lost a little step, which, at this age, everybody gets a little slower, and they don't quite move at the same as they used to. So he's definitely lost a little step. Because, I mean, he was, he's laying the ball up now. James used to blow by you and
used to dunk,
punch that shit. Yeah.
Did you see his dunk, P? He had a dunk in the last game.
Did he?
Yeah, it was funny. The lefty, just a little.
Yeah.
The bench was going crazy.
Yeah, it looked like it hurts when he dunked now. Like that's and we all at that age. When you dunk, that shit just look like it hurts.
For everybody. Look like you thought about that dunk for a week. You had a plan on.
All right, y'all. That's a wrap on 3-Man Weave presented by MetaQuest. Dow, good shit with the questions. Bunky, good shit with the questions. We'll be right back after this. We're back for another week with our sponsor, MetaQuest. Today, we've got an experience on Quest that's close to our own hearts. Watching the NBA with Xtadium.
Xtadium is a revolutionary VR sports experience that lets you sit courtside at NBA games from the comfort of your own home. In addition to the NBA, Xtadium also has content from UFC, NHL, NASCAR, and the X Games.
Yeah, it looked like you right there at the games. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
It do.
I got floor seats everywhere. You dig?
Same, bro.
I think my new thing is I don't even want to go to spend money no more going to the game. I'm just gonna sit here and watch it because I literally was getting popcorn and everything, snacks.
Listen, you don't gotta go through traffic or nothing.
Nothing. I love it.
Head to meta.com/quest to check out Xtadium and see everything that's possible on MetaQuest. Fellas, when it comes to wings and you can only choose one sauce for the rest of your life, what you rolling with?
Oof, man, I gotta stick with the garlic parmesan, man. It's just I gotta get it.
Okay. Bunky?
Now you already know me. I gotta get all the flavors mixed together and make one. That's how I got to do mine. It's too hard to pick that.
Football season is here. Basketball season is here. And there's no better place to eat good than with Buffalo Wild Wings.
That's right. With Buffalo Wild Wings Go, you can get 20 boneless wings, a large fry, and 4 dips for only $16.99.
And you can choose up to 4 sauces, which means you can get Asian zing and honey barbecue and mango habanero and my favorite, lemon pepper. So fellas, what y'all choosing?
Lemon pepper.
Out of those 4, I'm going with the honey barbecue. Honey barbecue, I'll take.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
20 boneless wings and fries for $16.99 also means there'll be plenty of food for me and my 2 friends like Paul and Jackie. Plus, it's all you can eat from your couch when you get takeout or delivery from Buffalo Wild Wings Go all season long.
So order 20 boneless wings, a large fry, and 4 dips for only $16.99 with Buffalo Wild Wings Go. Welcome back to Podcast P. Now, Reg, I couldn't have you on the show without properly addressing this. With what you said, how would you describe your basketball journey so far being in the NBA?
Oh, man, honestly, it's been a blessing. It's been everything I could dream of and more. Going on year 14th season, never could imagine playing this long, honestly, as a kid. I just wanted to get a chance to come to the NBA and test myself against some of the best. And it's been a great journey of ups and downs, of, I think, perseverance, of resilience, of creating great bonds that's going to go for a lifetime. And like I said, it's just everything I've asked for. So, even from going to OKC, being a part of those runs, going to the NBA Finals my first year with that great team of having Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, 3 MVPs for those guys. That's what I say. You got Serge, Nick Collison, Kendrick Perkins, with my guy Roy Ivey. Got a lot of guys that I played with. I was blessed to be teammates with. Then going on to Detroit, playing with my guy who now we've teamed up with again there, Andre, having about a 4.5, 5-year run with him, making bonds with KCP, a couple other guys as well, Stanley Johnson's. And then going from there, thinking it was going to be over, dealing with injuries to, I always tell you, my man, saving me, helping me, bringing me to the Clippers, and one of my best friends for life, and yourself, Paul George. So, which you would ever thought, especially seeing him, if people remember, as this little kid out of California when we played, we were supposed to play against each other. No, it's just funny.
Go hug.
No, that's my man. So now, then, donning the same jersey for 3 years with the Clippers, and being able to go home, win a championship with the Nuggets, and then now getting the chance to try to do something special with you here in Philadelphia. Like I said, even though it hasn't kicked off well, I really like to believe, we're going to persevere, we're going to be resilient, we're going to find a way to get it going. But honestly, it's funny. It's funny to think about like our whole career. I remember seeing you when we were probably 17, AU and everything, funny kid. So then meeting just randomly, becoming cool off of if people know, off a random dunk contest during the lockout, and then just kind of taking off
a workout,
start living together, and then. Hey, man, young kids who had legs now, like you said, back then we could dunk all day. Now you got to plan to dunk about a week out. So, but no, man, it's been a great journey.
Yeah, that is a special moment, right? You go back home and you win a championship, especially, like I said, I remember seeing this dude, Reg, AAU. I'm like, who is this dude? He was nice. Like, I like, this image is so vivid in my mind. This kid, he had braids with the headband on. And I'm like, who is this dude? He's nice. Like, I'm talking about, he had everything. And that was, I knew you was nice because I was comparing you to Drew at the time. Drew was the best player that I've seen up until this point. And then I watched Reg play one game, and I was like, yo, it's like, he got it. Like, he was shifty, he was bouncy, he had long ass arms. I remember, like, he's just a long guard. Like I was like, yeah, this dude is nice. And then I didn't know the name then, but I knew it's just one of those things where you have a vivid image of a face, and then I didn't know the name, and then years down the line, it turned out it was Reggie Jackson all along. And it was like, damn, that was who I was watching. So that's just a dope full circle moment, bro. Like, again, do you think about that? Like from where you started, how it played out, leaving Clippers, going to Denver, winning the championship? Like, does that, you got to have something that kind of, I don't know, just acknowledge what you've done, you know what I mean, from a basketball and being back home. Like, I would say like a portrait or a tattoo or...
Nah, man. I've got to get something when it's said and done. But like, I got our championship ring, of course. I'm thinking I was talking to Kayla about getting the trophy. Still purchasing that, probably putting it at home. But one of the dopest stories for me was when we won it. I remember one of my best friend's moms honestly gave me this almost like resemblance ring pop ring, and it's like confetti, like string thing that I still keep with me. Honestly, it's going to be my memorabilia forever because she reminded me, like, I just remember being a kid, being from there. I'm like, yo, one day I'm going to come home and win a championship. So saying it, dreaming it, and it actually happening, I'm like, no matter what the role was, I just remember when we were going down, honestly, going down during the championship parade, being able to, like, I'm from 719 Colorado Springs, like, throwing up 719 and throwing up 303 and being proud to be from Colorado, being it's dope to see like fans, familiar faces, like my boys are in the crowd and being back home, like doing it at home. So I always like wish we could have did that for you back in LA because there's nothing like it. Like family being around, friends, man, there's nothing like it. But still having a chance to do it with you and do it, hopefully do it for Philly. That would be amazing. Like, Doggers, you've done everything in your career. So, like, that's the one thing I want you to experience so bad. Like, you've been Olympian, All-Star, All-NBA. Like, you deserve it. Everybody who's ever done it, honestly, like, there's that being amongst your peers, like, seeing you and literally when you're like, what's up, champ? Like, and your peers say it for a couple months, and it's like, you realize there's no animosity. Like, yeah, we all chase the same thing, but once you attain it, like people are happy for you because we all understand like that year's in the past and we're going to go chase it next year. But just for that brief moment of everybody, like amongst your peers, because we all kind of want to see where we stack up. Yeah, you're acknowledged. We all want to see where we stack up and who's the last team standing. So you realize like you've done something special. So that was a real cool moment, and to see it just even for like my teammates in Denver at the time during the summer, like seeing them walking through Vegas. I might see, my boy Colin Gillespie, I call a young vet, like walking through the hotel and people like, what's up, champ? I'm like, yo, that's forever. Like, it's forever, even though it's a couple years back. Like, nah, I just want you to be stamped. You're like, it's a great stamping.
Kawhi got the finals baskets. He took the finals baskets and put it in his crib in Cali. Did you you didn't cut down a net? You didn't save some confetti that dropped? You ain't got nothing from the finals?
Man, y'all don't want to know.
I think I'm doing something.
So
I'm chipping a piece of that wood up. I'm doing something.
Taking a locker room.
Oh, you definitely
taking a locker room. I'm doing something.
Nah, I got my championship chair. You got a championship chair. Actually, it's terrible, but I got my I even got my champagne doused freaking jacket that we had. It's a memorable night. Is reeks. It's disgusting. I'm gonna have it like put away. You know me, I'm very cleanly, so I'm gonna have it solidified where it's never touched again. But even just remember the moment, I'm like, I got certain memorabilia that like I definitely took. Okay. So that jacket is very special to me. The chair is gonna be. You'll get to see it at the crib someday, so I'm definitely gonna have that. But there's a lot of things that I took that I don't want to necessarily let them know.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to just touch on, Reg, you said the you said the words that P saved you. And I know you're halfway joking, but I do think it's a good parallel for a lot of our listeners, just like the power of relationships. because, the word around you before you were on the Clippers, maybe not the best. Is Reggie going to keep playing? And having a friend like Paul, not just a guy that's in the NBA, but an all-star, who I think everyone watching knows that all-stars do have a little bit of say in my opinion, as a fan, they have a little bit of say on what the team is doing. I want to know that intricacy on how that works. But you come over to the Clippers, Reg, and there's some injuries, and it revived your career in my opinion. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, obviously, you know that, but you got an opportunity to play and you did really, really well, to the point where the Clipper fans were more excited to see you than they were Paul the other day. But talk a little bit about how that works, P, on getting Reg, to the Clippers, or having something to do with it. Obviously, you got to give credit where credit's due. Not trying to take away from Reg again on his hard work, but how does that work? And just talk about the relationship and how that can be so beneficial just in life.
You want to answer it, Reg?
Shoot, for me, it was just people probably wouldn't really remember, but it was great. Like going to Detroit at the time, I think we made the playoffs like the first time in 8 or 10 years. So that was like my fifth, sixth season. It was great trying to make a name for myself after OKC. We started off well. Like the next year, first 20 games, I think we're top 3 team or get hurt. The following year, we do it again. First 20 games, top 3 teams, I get hurt. Then we get Blake, my 4th season in Detroit. And we make the playoffs, lost to a young Giannis, up and coming. We found out with the Milwaukee Bucks, who they became to be at the time. And then that 5th year, I think we even got Derrick Rose. So we started to get pieces. I was excited. And the last injury final blow was like my back. So in 3 out of 5 seasons, I'm hurt. Like always working, trying as hard as I can, want to kind of prove my name. But couldn't really stay healthy. So it wears upon you. It's a mental challenge, definitely a physical challenge, but I think mentally it was more beating me up than anything, trying to come back from injuries all the time, watching your peers have success around you, not really having the chance to try to chase these accomplishments that you hope to attain one day. So that was cool. Like I was very blessed. I knew I had made my money. I was extremely blessed for that. Very disappointed that I couldn't necessarily play up to the status I would love to have a chance to. So I was cool being able to walk away from the game. Honestly, after my last year in Detroit, I was cool with the contract once it was going to be done to be able to step away. It would have been 9 seasons. Would have been very thankful. But after being able to sit down with my circle, really sitting down, talking to my brother, felt like I had something still in the tank. And then you got your your boy right here, P. Like I said, one of my best friends, my brother for life. He kind of hit me up and was like, yo, I got a spot for you. Come run with me. He knew I was down in the dumpsters. He knew I was
Coach
done.
P.
Like, I hadn't talked to many people, but I was like, yo, P, I'm cool. Like he was like, nah, bro, I got like come play. And I was like, no, when this year's done, like I'm cool, it's over. And like I'll come watch. I was like, yo, P, I'm gonna go do whatever I do. I'll come watch you and support you. Whenever you're in my city, if you want to pull up, like of course you're my boy. I'll watch games here and there, but I was cool trying to figure it out, move on to the next chapter. And now I have to sit down, like I said, with my circle, talking really heavy with my brother, having P basically like, he really was like, I got you. He's like, for a year, I got you. Like, I'll take care of you mentally. I'll be in your corner. I was like, all right, like, why not? So showed up, things, went real well. It's always touching, bro, for me, but like things, they didn't go well in the bubble necessarily. But so after that, it was like just like one more run. Give me one more run, like, and we'll figure it out. I'm like, all right, bro. Like, it'll be cool. Just say I did 10. So did the 10th year, and then that was the year, right after, might have been right after COVID. Everybody's unfortunately up and down. P, Kawhi, sometimes Marcus Morris, sometimes Pat Bev. Like we got a great team, but guys are just in and out, and unfortunately getting hurt here and there, and then just having really like having P believe in me, having guys, my peers believe in me, and then having T. Lou really just amazingly how he coached, the way he instilled confidence in me, the way he worked with me, like just working to play, allowing me to really be aggressive, be myself, getting acclimated with the guys. It was a great locker room. That year, really having success that year really reminded me like there was still something left in the tank, and then there was still something I wanted to chase. Like I wanted to rewrite the way I would walk away from the game. So after that, it's just been a blessing to continue to still play. So honestly, like if that call didn't come, I wouldn't be a champion. So it's funny how life works, and it's not, you need great people around you to pick you up when like you can't pick yourself up at times. So I'm always thankful for my boy, for our relationship, everything that has transpired throughout our lives, and we're gonna be locked forever. So I'm always thankful.
Yeah, that was just my dog, man. Yeah, that was very heartfelt right there. Very heartfelt right there, Reg.
There you go, Reg.
That's my boy,
that was my dog, man. I just knew Reg had a lot left in the tank, and where we were at with the Clippers, I thought one of the positions that we needed to kind of strengthen was the point guard play. And I was just like, man, this is a perfect situation. You know what I mean? And we've, throughout our careers up until that point, we've always talked about playing on the same team. And it was just like a no-brainer. I felt like we spent a lot of summers in LA together. I'm here now. What better place to be at? An amazing owner. The team we had was stacked. It was a great locker room. And I was just like, man, this could be a special, place for you. And I think, you can get a lot out of this. And it ended up working out, and Reg, became a fan favorite. I think he really embodied, being a Clipper and what it stood for, and the excitement that he played with. And that run, that 2021 run, that was a special run. Like that was one of my most memorable. I've had some great playoff runs, being in Indiana, those series, those, long playoff runs. But that LA one was up there as one of the most fun ones, because I was out there, when Kawhi went down. It was me and Reg holding it down. And that was one of the most fun times I had. So yeah, definitely shout out you, Reg, man, for, I think just rewriting, like you said, rewriting your history and making a name again for yourself, and, kind of navigating where you wanted to go and how you wanted this thing to finish out. So, that was a great experience, I think, for both of us.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Well, Reg, I've been knowing you for quite some time, and I've never known you forever in my life wearing glasses or contacts or anything. So my question is, because I've been waiting to ask you this question forever. I'm so glad I got you on camera, because you got to answer it. Where did the goggles come from, Reg? And when did you start wearing them, and why did you start wearing the goggles? Because I know you can see real clear. I know that. So talk to me, brother,
sure.
please.
I got 2010 vision, man.
I got another question for you too, but answer this one first.
Nah, man, this dude P, he's the problem, like, for a lot of these things. So we're playing, I can't remember what team at the time, but going up for a rebound, Torrey Craig goes up. I grab the rebound. He tries to pluck it, pokes me in my eye. I go to the doctor. They tell me, like, his nail was cut me behind my eye. So I got to wear goggles for, like, possibly 2 months. I'm like, man, or 6 to 2 months. I'm like, or 6 weeks to 2 months. I'm like, bro, I don't want to wear these. They're going to be annoying, whatever. But I got to do it anyway, because, like, if you get hit wrong, you could possibly go blind in your eyes. So I'm like, all right, I got to do what I got to do. We play the very next game. But when I say I can't see anything, yet I hadn't been, like, with Oakley at the time. My glasses ain't fog proof. So I just got some regular Oakleys on. Man, somehow I hit like 6 or 7 threes, and I'm about to do an interview with, I think, Christina Pink at the time. So I'm like, bro, I'm messing with the goggles. I don't want to wear them. I'm literally like, they're fogged. I'm about to take them off. All I hear is somebody come behind me. The fans are going crazy. And you hear P come behind me say, he couldn't miss with those goggles on. Those going to stay for the rest of his career. I said, oh, snap. Sometimes people make decisions for you. So we was hooping. I guess
still goggles. That's some P shit
he decided. He decided they work. So I was like, hey man, well, sometimes people make decisions for you. The goggles are here to stay. Literally, I was stuck on the spot. I was like, hey bro, I guess it is what it is, and it all worked out.
He got the Oakley. He got Oakley. Gave him the Oakley bag.
Yeah, that phone had to. How quickly did they reach out?
Oh man, no man, it was in the works like immediately. It was immediately in the works. So.
Hey, Jackie, we never got no Oakley.
I got another question for you now. I got another one for you, Reg. I got another one now. We got the good answer for the goggles. We know P did that. Now I got to ask you this one. I got to know, did P help you with this one? Because you're the only person I see in the NBA doing this. I don't see nobody else. I might see him switch some shoes from the first, at halftime they changed their shoes. But now, Reg, why do you wear mismatched shoes in the game? I got to know, man. Every game I watch, you got on a mismatched shoe that don't go together. Now, what is this? Did P tell you this? What is this?
It was a combination of the NBA allowing us to finally just wear whatever color shoe. But P did that. That was P's fault, man. That was P's fault. So, 2021, I want to say, you might have been on the 4s at the time. I want to say P might have been on the 4s or the 5s. And I got a normal size shoe or a normal size foot. So everybody got them. I'm like, that's my boy. I ain't never going to beg ass for no kick. So I'm like, all right. I had a regular pair. I'm like, I ain't going to wear these. Like, these are my ones I'm going to keep at the crib always. Like, I always keep some P's where I'm so happy for his career. Like, each shoe that's made is going to just stay probably like boxed up, cased up in my crib for life. So I ain't playing in those. And I couldn't get no more 12s or 12 and a half. So I finally got mad. I'm like 2 shoes behind or something. And he sits right by me. So P's like, if we're looking at our lockers, he's on my right. If we're looking the other way, he's on my left. So he walk in. I'm like, I'm a little bit early. He walk in. I'm like, bro, I'm looking down my shoes. I'm like, man, I can't find nothing. I was like, I literally told him, I said, you always got fresh kicks. I can't get nothing. I was like, bro, I can't find nothing, whatever. I threw one teal over. I think I threw like a teal shoe over. I threw a purple. I honestly turned back around. I looked down at my shoes. They were standing right. Like one was on the right, one was on the left. I looked at P. I said, you know what? If you got new shoes, these are my new shoes. So that was my swag. We had a good game. Literally, we had a good game in the locker room. We basically like, yeah, we're gonna keep the mismatched shoes.
That's all true story.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
P, you should have told us this story then, P. Yeah. Shit.
Nah, that's Reg is the guest. That's all true story though. That's all facts. That's funny.
That's crazy. Now all you got to do is tell Reg that we going to get a championship with Philly. Y'all going to do that next together. Come on.
Hey,
Come on. It's only right.
On.
Full circle.
We got to do that in private, though. We can't let people leak that. We're going to do that in private.
You're doing your all private time. Don't let us know that right now.
You guys are alone right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finally.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's a funny story, though. Thanks for telling us that, Reg, because I've been wanting to know that for the longest. I know our fans definitely want to know about your goggles and your mismatched shoes, man.
No, you can thank. I'm telling you, can thank that man right there.
Now, what about the hairstyles? No.
Now that once again, how did the braids come along, P? We had the bet.
Okay, did you?
We had the bet who was gonna cut their shit first.
Yeah, did you inspire P to get the braids?
Huh?
Who? No, so I think it was during the pandemic.
Was that Reg that made you get the braids? Was there anything there?
Thing, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of a group thing with me, Reg, A1. We was all talking like, who's gonna cut their shit first. So, I mean, you don't know this, but when your hair grows long enough, there's only so much you can do with it, right? Like to the point where like you're gonna have to put it in braids. And so me and Reg, we kept growing our shit, kept growing it, and then eventually it got long enough to start braiding. And then we was like, man, who gonna cut their shit first? I eventually cut my shit. Reg won the bet, but that's kind of how the braids came about.
I'll never forget being in P's backyard, and I didn't know he had got the braids. And it was like dark outside. I was just chilling out by the pool, and I see like I see someone walk in the house with those big glass, and I did not know it was P. So I kind of panicked, like, dude, who's at the house right now? I had no clue. So then I keep watching him, then he comes out. I'm like, bro, what did you do? But that's all I wanted to share.
Boo.
Boo. We been waiting for that shit. Boo.
I'll take it. Fair. Fair.
Oh man!
So one time.
All right, so Bud, we recently had DeAndre Jordan on the pod last season, and he spoke a little bit about the uniqueness of Nikola Jokic. What's your favorite Joker story or some highlights that he did while you were there that kind of showed his greatness on the court?
Honestly, like stories that stick out was I think when I got there early, he probably got hurt within the first month. I got there after the exit from the Clippers. So that championship year, I think I got there and he ends up hurt. Shows up like the day of the game, all that, doing rehab treatment. Next thing I know, like I come out, he's there. Like, of course, he's there for the game. He's on doing everything. He's cheering, whatever's going on. The whole game happens. What stood out, like as soon as the game ended and the huddle broke, he went from being dressed in his game attire, so being dressed out, like you know what it is, we're dressed up in our suit, whatever it is, jeans, whatever. Like immediately getting thrown on his workout clothes. He was the first person up there to lift his weights, like the intensity that I seen him lift with, and immediately hit the court. The way his attention to detail is, really in his mind, he likes to do perfect reps. So like watching that, like how he approached his workout, attacked it with the intensity of his attention, like I said, and then that was like 3 straight games immediately. So I noticed that quickly, but I'm like, oh, this is like little things that separate you, especially being his teammate, like, or being on the outside at first. And you know how everybody perceives that, like, he doesn't like basketball or it's a job for him. I remember I had to tell like people close to me then, I was like, yo, if it's a job for him, he every day wants to be like, he wants to be an employee of the week. He wants to be an employee of the month. Like he understands, I think, what he means to the game or what he means to the team and what he has to do each and every night. So it's special just to see like him work and his understanding then of the game. Like we all know how smart he is. So I was seeing something like that. And then I think the next season, the last season I played with him, it was crazy. You know, like the top guys, same way you got to coach the blue-white game here for the Sixers when we play each other in scrimmage. So it was fun because we did a scrimmage, of course, with the Nuggets. He's coaching. It was him and Jamal coaching, I think, against Aaron Gordon and KCP. So it comes down to, like, we need a shot. He literally comes to the board. He's like, yo, these are guys that, you know, the young guys, like, never been in the NBA, haven't really played much. He literally looks up. It's a funny thing. He's like, who wants to get an open shot? Like, who wants to get the open 3 to try to tie it up? I'm like, looking around in my mind, like, yo, that's kind of swaggy that you feel that confident to say that. One, that's just going to be a wide open shot. So I was like, I'm about to be like, hey, me, sub me back in. So like,
right.
Instead of watching the young guys play, right? So I'm like, I want to be the guy to shoot it. Like, we're going to match it. Right. I was like, nah, of course. Like, let me chill. So I want to see, like, it happen. He draws up the coldest play. It literally, like, as he's writing, he's like, the dude, he literally tells everybody, he's like, you're going to be in the left corner wide open. Nobody's going to know it. Like, just be confident to shoot it. Man, when I said it was like the same way he'd be throwing blind passes, it like once it came on the screen, the ball was in the air, nobody could see it. I'm looking at it going like, yo, this is like movie. Like, that's how I felt. I was like, this is like movie, like the way it happened. So the ball literally drops in the dude's lap in the left corner. Unfortunately, we just didn't hit the shot, but like I was mesmerized. As it happens, I'm like, I'm watching the ball float. I'm kind of like looking at him as the ball's floating in the air at the same time, like, yo, did you just like you drew that up so well that you
Crazy
knew it was
shit
going to
up.
happen. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you're different. Like there's certain things like all y'all, the
Yeah.
special ones, like hands down, y'all all, there's something special about y'all. I was like, all right, his IQ is different. Like he really understands
Mm-hmm.
the rules of the game and how to manipulate them. And then that, of course, pairing that with high IQ players over there, really detailed coaching, great culture, it makes it allows him, like it allows the world to see his greatness. So those are like two stories, just seeing his work ethic and seeing his IQ and knowledge of the game, like being able to manipulate the game. So, and I think the last few years, like that was the coolest part of being cool with DeAndre, like talking to him and getting like DeAndre telling me what he was probably the year before and still seeing his maturation, like, you know, being old vets, probably how we talk sometimes even about Jared, is like, yo, it's cool to see like this kid's development. Like, what do you see from him? DeAndre really said like the biggest thing was like seeing how he kind of more so took a leadership role, how he would be vocal. So like even coming to timeouts, he was like, no, there were certain buckets he was guaranteeing we were going to get layups. And it was really cool to like come out of the timeouts and see it executed. Because I'm like, that's special to play the game. Like one, you're playing already, and then to be able to manipulate the game while you're playing it almost as a coach. That's what makes like some of those guys just, some of y'all are, that's what makes y'all different.
Yeah, he's special. So can you see him potentially being a coach?
I think all of us say we wouldn't want to, but man, I'm like, honestly, other than I know he loves them horses. Like he loves his horses. So if he could get some enough time to still spend with his horses and his family and have enough time to coach on the side, I could probably see it because I would like to see. He has one of those basketball minds you would like to see played out and see how he can kind of continue to teach the game and help others once he's the very intelligent guy, though. Just very intelligent guy.
Reg, I want to take you back to that 7-game series when you were in Denver facing the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the intensity was something that a fan we could see it through the screen. Talk to us a little bit about, what that rivalry was like and playing in those big games for Denver.
Man, it was a hell of a series. It was a tough one, especially to lose Game 7, being up 20 at half, and to give it away on your own home court was very difficult. But it was a fun series. It was a great series. Like, just remembering all the big plays that was made, remembering, like, I think Pete can really attest to this. Like, you don't necessarily just always remember the big play. You remember how the building reacted. So you remember the momentum swings. You remember, like, all that, the feeling. So when I think about, like, how many momentum swings there were, how great the fans were, both fan bases, how tough and physical each games were, how nasty they could be. It's a series that's always going to live in my head, and it was very fun. I think it's set up for, to be a rivalry for a long time, especially having the front office Minnesota has since, they helped build the Nuggets front office, and they basically did construct the team to try to beat us that last year, which they did. It's fun. Like, there's so many backstories that's going to make it a great rivalry, plus two great teams. You got established Jokic, 3-time MVP. You got, Jamal, Aaron Gordon, MPJ, guys who've been very established there in the Nuggets. And then you got Nas Reed. Of course, you got Anthony Edwards. You got Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert. So you got a lot of guys that match up well against each other, guys that can be playing against each other for a very long, long time. That's always going to be a great rivalry over there for a while. So it's going to be fun to watch.
I want to talk about the rivalry that you and Anthony Edwards had during that series when y'all was doing that back and forth trash talking. Thought I didn't know that. So I need you to give me a little backstory on that right there, Reg, because I want to talk about that.
No, man. Oh, great shout out to Anthony Edwards, man. I think the whole league, we love his demeanor, the way he attacks the game, the way he plays. But honestly, if we had any trash talking, it's really more so from over the years, even playing with the Clippers at times, trying to take on the challenge of guarding them when we played them. throwing PG at him, throwing Kawhi at him, throwing Pat Bev, even trying to throw myself. When you get certain guys that come and they exude themselves the way they do, you want to match up. You always want those matchups. Like you always want a chance to see where you stack up against those guys. So ours more so came from, I think we have a somewhat comfortable relationship of like respect for each other. And it's fun. So it's more so like, of course, we were laughing. Like I'm locking you up. Like more so be like, yo, I'm locking you up. Oh no, I scored on you. That's all it is. More back and forth. It's all good trash talk in terms of like
why the refs give him that tech?
Oh no, that's what me and him laughed about it because I said the same thing. I said, bro, I don't know why the refs gave you that tech. You talking about?
Because you didn't even say nothing.
Me and him was on the sideline.
Yeah, that tech was crazy.
That's what me and him. Like he scored. Basically, let me know. He's like, yeah, you can't stop me. I told him I was like, I'm gonna lock that shit up next time, but. I really don't understand why it was a tech. I'm like, bro, this is real good playoff basketball.
That's basketball.
Simple back and forth. I'm like, no, it was just real good banter. Like, basically, I had let him know I stopped him a few plays before, and then he let me know it wasn't happening again. That's what he had thought. But no, man, it was fun.
Like literally, all he did was looked at Reg. That's it.
Yeah, no, it was really. I remember the baseline little score because he got into the pivots, the pump fake. He got the little bump, scored, and just looked at me. I'm like. And I was more so upset being a competitor when they got the tech myself. I'm like, bro, it's kind of sometimes people probably tell you like it steals from the energy.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Whereas you could tell when it's like animosity and it's nasty versus it's just good competition. And it's going to be great entertainment for the fans.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk a little bit about your time back in OKC. Obviously, it was a complete young but talented group that was there. When you look back at that time, do you look at anything differently, the way it went about, the way it ended? Do you have any regrets of what it looked like, what it could have been? Especially, again, with the generational talent that was there with James, with yourself, Russ, KD, Serge. That was just a young nucleus that could have went on and gone far. And I definitely remember those. There was some moments in those playoff runs that you were on where you saved the Thunder and pulled them out of some rough playoff matches. When you look back at that time, is there any, not necessarily regrets, but just stuff that like, what could have been had we all stayed there longer?
Yeah, no, you think of that for sure. But I definitely think about that as like we could all possibly stay together. But probably a similar position they're going to be in here soon. Because unfortunately, just a lot of young talent all at once, and being able to keep it. I think James was the first domino, unfortunately, to fall, and then that following year, or about 2 years later, then I made the move and was able to go to Detroit. But no, you think about. I honestly used to think about it quite a bit. It's like, what if they were able to keep us all there? That was a very attractive thing for me, even when I first got in the NBA, being able to be. But OKC was the lure was that we were possibly all going to be together for a long time. But I think the biggest thing is like you look back and in life and many things that you wish you could handle things a little bit differently in certain situations, but no regrets necessarily of what happened, played out in the career. Just try to use it as a learning lesson and grow from the situation. But I think we were all young, honestly, from players, coaches, front office. Like, I think a lot of successes even having from they're still having because the front office was able to go through situation they had when we were young there. So it is fun to see the success they're having, what they built back up. Oklahoma always holds a special place in my heart just because I got to grow up there. I got to start my career there, play in front of a great fan base. So that's, like I said, always holds a special place for me. But yeah, no regrets. But there's definitely days that you think about like, is video game wise, like, what if we could have been together for 10 years? How many championships could you walk away with? What could be the story there? So yeah, no, that's the biggest thing.
It's crazy to think about, like, being on a team that had 3 future MVPs that played all on the same team. Like how?
3 MVPs. You got
That
3
is
MVPs
crazy. A
and
defensive player of the year. Like that's wild. That is wild. That's talk about a lot of talent.
No, that's what I tell people. That was the crazy thing. Was like we had 3 MVPs, and then we probably had about 3 or 4 more players who were 10-year players. So that's like, guys, that's hard to have a roster to fill the roster of at one time have about 7, 8 guys who are going to be play for a decade long. So that's special in a sense. And it's nuts. Like I think what we had 3 MVPs, like 3 or 4 NBA champions. So now, if we were all able to stay together for longer, it would be interesting to see what happens.
Well, Reg, I want to keep it where you in OKC. I want to ask you about, I don't know if people remember this or if they even know this, but you and Russ had a little situation when y'all played on the team together. So I want to just know, through all these years, have y'all ever, me and y'all relationship, and how was that, doing that, if you ever did, become friends again with your boy?
No, we ain't. I don't think we had any situation where I was even on the team. Russ was one of my biggest mentors, biggest advocates, guy who taught me, who helped, mold me. So I was always thankful for us. I just think once we got away from each other, like I said, there's things that you wish you probably handled a little bit different, but we were just competing against each other. So whether it been, when I was in Detroit, when he was still in OKC, whether when we was both in LA, like when you put 2 guys, I think of our competitive nature against each other, we're going to compete. We're going to play. It's going to be the same way. It's going to be a little trash talk. It's going to be fun. Like, that's what you want. That's why you play the game. That comes with it. So that's the territory. But I don't think people understand, honestly, like families are cool. I got so much respect for his family. He's always been great to mine. If he needs my help for anything, I'm always a call away, still in touch. Like, I see him as all respect. It's just once we play the game, he wants to win, I want to win. So that is what that is. But as soon as it's over, you get outside the lines, it's all love and respect, man.
So he comes with that real work attitude. Like, at work, I don't care if you don't have the same jersey as me. I don't know you. I don't care if you just came to my wedding. I don't care if you was at my baby shower. I don't
Russ.
know you. That seems like
you love it.
That's Russ 100%.
No, that's why you love him. That's literally like why he's been one of my favorite teammates. Is I tell people, when you get in there in the trenches, if you're not on his team, he don't care. Like, I've seen him. I remember young days, the way he attacked Derrick Rose. I'm like, and immediately I seen, like, this is young me. I'm like, that's Derrick Rose at the time. And like the way they were just so cool right after the game, dapped up. That's my man. He's like, I love you. I'll see you later. I'm like, yo, this dude is different. Like, he don't give 2 shits when he gets between the lines. It is only one of us can like survive. Yeah, he's like, only one of us can make it out of here, and he's gonna be him. And that's what I love about it.
Russ should be an actor for sure, because he literally goes and talks shit. And I really believe Russ sometimes when he's getting into beef with like his friends. I'm like, damn, why he beefing with his boy like that? He really mean it. Like you said, you see him after at a dinner with him and all this. Like, what? Like, he plays it off good, man. He does good.
Nah, Russ has perfected separating who he is on the court and who he is off the court. Like, he has perfected being all invested on the person that's on the court wants to win at all costs. I don't care who is out there with me. Only people that are on my team is my teammates.
That's it.
Once he get off that court, bro, that's your guy. You know what I mean? Like, that is the person that you want to hang with, like, full of energy, love life. One of the best human beings ever. But just between that lines, bro, it's nah, don't talk to me. Like, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you right now. And he'll tell you that. Nah, bro, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you.
I love that attitude.
You might be confused. Like, bro, I just saw you yesterday. And it might be something like, yo, you just paid for dinner.
Really,
like,
bro?
you just sent me you paid for dinner.
You wear that uniform. You wear the wrong uniform.
Now he's like, yeah, it's over.
I love that about Russ.
You wear the wrong uniform today.
Enjoy it. Yeah, you enjoy it, dog.
You should have worn the uniform in there. I talked to you. I ain't got time for that today. I'll elbow you.
Yeah, man. My bad. I split it for real.
So, Reggie, we have a segment that we use with every guest, and we call it Chat PGT. And in this segment, we're going to quiz you and PG on your respective careers and see who gets the correct answer, you or Chat GPT. And this week's edition of Chat PGT is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings Go. Order wings for takeout and delivery today. So first up, Reggie, who does Chat GPT consider to be your lookalike? We're going to have P answer first and then you next, Reg.
Ooh.
I didn't know we were going to get the dance, bro.
Bobby Shmurda.
That's why I let you say it, because you know we would have definitely got him.
It gotta be Bobby Shmurda.
It gotta be.
That's my guess too, man. That's my guess
dude,
too.
I have to say I'm a little disappointed in this answer because it wasn't Bobby Shmurda. Chat GPT says that your lookalike is Chris Paul, Eric Bledsoe, and Tristan Wilds. They got that one wrong. That was a bad one. I know. That's what's on the screen. So,
GPT's stock is going down after that.
Yeah,
that must have been an old version.
I mean, out of all people, it's what?
There's only one. There's only one answer for this.
Yeah, there's only one.
It's only one.
Okay.
So I ain't dropped no hot tracks lately.
The next question, Reg, is who does Chat GPT consider to be Reggie Jackson's historic NBA player comp? P, you go first.
Historic NBA player comp. Damn. Who do Bud play like?
This is a good one.
It's a good one?
I think it's a good one.
I got two.
Damn, this is a good one.
I'm going to go with...
Yeah, give me some direction here, Reg. I don't know. That's a good question.
That's why I wonder if they're going to do like trajectory career where like...
Because you got Reg got a uniqueness.
It might say Darren Collison. It might say Andre Miller.
It's a little more old school.
Oh, even more old school?
And I think there's some similarities here with the team. So the Chat GPT answer was a solid historical comp for Jackson would be someone like Vinnie Johnson, known as the microwave, for his instant scoring ability off the bench for the Detroit Pistons during the late 1980s and early 1990s Bad Boys era. I like it. I see what they did there with the Pistons.
I like it. Hey, respect.
Vinnie John,
you had to really do your homework for that.
What percentage of people watching this show know who Vinnie Johnson is?
Shit,
You're asking what percentage?
Yeah.
I know, but I would have never thought.
That's a crazy one.
I would have never compared Reg to Vinnie Johnson.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the next question is, who would win in a hypothetical playoff series between the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder versus the 2023 Denver Nuggets? P, you're first.
I'm going to go with that 2012 Thunder team. I think, obviously, how great Jokic is. I think a young Serge, is probably the one individual that could guard Jokic. I think with his energy and athleticism, it would have gave Jokic a little trouble. And then obviously you got Russ, James, KD, Reg. Like you got a stacked, solid core of stars on the floor. So I think the only reason that stopped that 2012 team from winning is LeBron and just the inexperience and the youth of that team at that time. But I'm gonna go with that 2012 team winning that one.
Reg?
Am I getting to play it as a 2K or is it just? Because I'm playing 2K, I know who I'm taking. But
who you taking in 2K?
2K, of course, you got to take OKC. You get the control, play with everybody.
So that sounds like you're going with the Nuggets.
It's a tough one, but no, that experience, honestly, being around that team, the continuity, just like it was very hard to beat us in OKC. We were a lot of talent. Denver, watching, like being part of the team, watching, it was just, it's annoying. It was almost similar to like watching, for me, like a San Antonio team, just so connected, being in the right spot. It's like watching a great football, great quarterback who just everybody knows every coverage. Everybody knows when to move. Everybody knows where to be at the right time. So anytime you make a mistake, it's hard playing against teams like that.
So Chat GPT's answer in a 7-game series between the 2023 Denver Nuggets and the 2012 Oklahoma City Thunder, Chat GPT would give the slight edge to the 2012 Thunder in a tightly contested battle, likely in 6 or 7 games.
Oh, okay.
I like this segment, bro. I like this segment.
I got that one right. Okay.
I like it. I like it.
All right, good shit, Dow. That was some good shit for Chat PGT. Bonky, what you got for us this week for the 2-minute report?
Come on, you know I got it popping. So look, this week's edition of the 2-minute report features the actual last 2-minute report in the NBA. Jason Tatum and Julius Randle both hit game winners this week, and both were ruled to be traveling violations according to the NBA in his last 2-minute report finding. So fellas, keep it 100 with me, okay? As high-level hoopers in the league, how much traveling is going on every game? Tell me.
A lot. There's a lot of traveling that goes on in the NBA that refs just don't. They're not looking for. They're not reffing. But there's a lot of travels that go on. I'll be on the bench like, damn, he traveled. Damn, he traveled. Damn, he traveled. Like,
I done seen LeBron do some crazy traveling.
Yeah, there's some documented. Like there's some obvious travels that like you'll watch on TV where a guy has a fast break and takes 5 steps and like no ref calls it. You know what I mean? Or the Bron situation where he's walking and talking and directing and like taking steps as he's doing it, and then he dribbles again. There's a lot of traveling that goes on in the NBA that like if you really watch a game, you can probably spot 5 to 10 travels like that.
Literally every game.
Yeah, it's a lot of traveling that goes on.
What about you, Reg?
Yeah, man, only as much as they calling. As long as it works in our favor, but nah.
It ain't traveling unless they call it up.
Unless they call it. No, it's very interesting. I think it gets to the point like me and Pete might be sitting there on the bench together. I was like, nah, he ain't traveling. But bro, we'll watch it on the screen later. I was like, ooh, that was a bad one. So sometimes we get accustomed to it. But hey, as long as I always say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Both of y'all answered me this then. What are some tricks NBA players use to get away with traveling or traveling to gain advantage?
Hey, that's
a sick question.
Clutch lately.
That step through, huh? That step through is getting dangerous.
Yeah, I'm like, when it's done legally, I'm cool, but sometimes it happens so fast. People change their pivot feet. You don't know what to call. Yeah, that step through getting a little dangerous for us.
Yeah, I think when dudes know how to manipulate their pivot foot, it's not necessarily a travel, but when they know how to manipulate the pivot foot, like it's some dudes out there. Kawhi is actually really good at that step through Reg is talking about. Like he'll do that step through. I think he's done it a couple times throughout the season last year. He did it in the playoffs last year where people were going crazy about thinking he traveled, but it's actually a hell of a move. So I don't know if this is kind of directed towards that question, but for someone to like know they have an advantage of an extra step is crazy.
So next up, I'm starting to think I guess the NBA pay y'all a little bit too much money sometime because y'all former teammate PJ Tucker recently shared something at Complex Con that he nearly spent $75,000 on a pair of OG Wu-Tang sneakers. And he said he only found one size in 14 in 15 years. Okay, now, he say the dude that had the shoe said he wanted a down payment on a house. So, fellas, is PJ wilding for being willing to spend that type of ticket on a pair of sneakers?
He is wilding. I'm not spending those 75 racks on a pair of shoes that I'm about to go hoop in and scuff up. No. PJ is tripping. He is tripping. I'm not doing that. No way.
75,000 though. That's crazy.
75,000.
To each their own.
To
each their
he
own.
must have some good investments.
Good for you.
Because, like, dude, honestly, like, it's
so.
he's not getting paid a whole lot of money right now, but that's like, even for a guy like, you know, someone like yourself, P, that's a lot of money for some tennis shoes, bro.
For some tennis shoes.
For
That is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for anything.
Unless I can get Michael Jordan to sign them and then flip it. Like, I'm not buying those $75,000 shoes. Fuck that.
Flip it.
but like Wu-Tang would have to be like,
Wu-Tang gotta sign it.
They gotta sign. They gotta, man. Like,
Hey, we gotta see what these people. I want to see the shoes now. Like, what are these shoes? No one knows what these shoes are, right? Or do you?
They the old. His feet probably hurt because of them shoes.
Man,
what?
Like, that's crazy. But
how much would you spend if it was some
it.
shoes you really, really wanted? What's the max you gonna spend?
I'm stealing them. I'm with somebody. Shit. I'll rob it, man. I ain't gonna be spending those $75,000 for something.
I think like $2,000-$3,000.
I would say $2,500 maybe.
P, you spent more money than that on shoes. I feel like
on shoes, not on one particular shoe.
Not on one pair.
You're close.
I spent about $3,000 on a pair of. I think it was some Yeezys. I spent like 3 racks on like some Yeezys.
Damn. Did Kanye take a picture with you with them? Shit.
I had all of them and I needed one more for the collection. So I was like, fuck it.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask y'all this last question then. Y'all, this for Reg and UP. Look, what is the craziest or most expensive hobby you've seen a teammate partake in?
A hobby?
Is Blu-ray a hobby?
Blu-ray is definitely a hobby.
That's an expensive hobby.
That shit is expensive.
That's an expensive hobby.
That is definitely expensive.
What have you guys seen like most won or most owed? Like, have you guys probably have seen some pretty big tabs being.
I've seen some 6-figure. I've seen some 6-figure games. I've seen guys play Blu-ray. And the next day, someone pulls up in an automobile that was won from playing Blu-ray.
Playing Blu-ray, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Can we get some names?
I ain't gonna say no names. But somebody pulled up. It was a Blu-ray game that went on. Somebody pulled up the next day in a new whip.
In Blu-ray.
What kind of whip did I ask that? What kind of whip?
What was the whip?
All of it is undisclosed.
Come on, you can tell the whip.
Yeah,
was it a Lambo?
give nothing away. What car? We're gonna know the balance.
It was American Muscle.
What about you, Red? What you supposed to see, man?
We were together when we seen this. That was crazy. That was a hell of a story. We looking at each other like, ain't no way this is real. Dog.
That's a real slap in the face. You bring the car back the next day to the game, like, that's how I came to work in your money.
And you gonna let everybody know about it too.
But I think
this is with the winnings.
Outside of that, I know guys that collect watches, and that's like their hobby. Collecting, selling. They're in the wobby or the wobby. They're in the watches hobby of buying, selling. They're in that business. So I would say that's a pretty expensive hobby, with some of these watches costing 6 figures, well north of 6 figures. And then they'll, flip it. So I would have to say that. I haven't really seen nobody else and do nothing crazy outside of those, though. Golf's expensive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but not a new car expensive.
Yeah, that's crowded.
That is wild. Hey, but you know what? This has been a hell of an episode, but we appreciate you stopping through. We had a blast with you on the show. We need a new album. We need a new album.
You already
please.
Need that new music.
Come on. Do the dance. There it goes. Get it, Bobby. Get it, Bobby.
Once we get a break from the season, I got you.
We appreciate y'all tuning in. Stay tuned for the next episode. You dig?